Hey there, I'm super excited to partner with today's sponsor, Aura. Aura is an app that has everything you need to feel safe and comfortable and secure online. I'm telling you, this place has what it takes. I've had my identity stolen. I've had money taken from me. I've had passwords stolen. It is not fun. It's a lot of hassle and red tape and extra work that you don't need to mess with. Aura will take care of it. They'll protect you while you're sleeping. They check for spyware, for malware. They check the dark web for scammers and hackers. I'm telling you, they are out there. And when I got Aura and I saw their updates of people that were trying to get my information and they block it and they're able to take care of things that I would never even be able to see. They check email, they check social security numbers that are trying to get stolen from you. They are your security guard for your personal protection. You want to give them a chance because they know what to do when it comes to protection. Aura.com/reaction therapy. I'm telling you, the link's on the screen, the QR code's on the screen if you want to scan it. You get a free 2-week trial. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but a free 2-week trial, you can't beat that. On top of that, they protect your devices from viruses, malware, spyware, like I said before, and more. These bad guys can't come get you as long as Aura's on the job. Their password manager lets you store and access all of your online passwords. You ever have trouble with that? Passwords in all different kind of places, can't remember what they are like I do? That is what they're here to do. Aura even protects your children. They may not like it all the time, but you can monitor, check out, and see what kind of time your children are spending online and where they're spending it, because we need to protect our children. And if they're busy watching reaction therapy, and they shouldn't be because they got a test tomorrow, you can turn off that internet so that they can get their studying done and turn it right back on for them later. It is worth it. Check it out today because you get a free 2-week trial, like I said earlier, to Aura, and you don't want to miss that opportunity. Aura.com/reaction therapy. The link's in the description of this video. The link is on the screen. The QR code's on the screen. You've got no reason not to try it. Aura is here for you to protect you online. You'll be shocked at how much you will find that they notice about what's going on online. They are here for you. Give them a chance. 2-week trial. Can't beat it. Go get it now. Links on the screen. Links in the description. QR codes on the screen. Aura.com. Go to it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Reaction Therapy. I am your resident psychotherapist, Tom Stevens, here to break down lyrics to the very first new release song of NF since Reaction Therapy has existed. I finally get to find new material for the first time from NF and react to it right here. I can't wait. The name of the song is Hope. You know our purpose, spreading mental health awareness to the world through music and lyrics. NF, I hope you see this, and I hope you hear it. I'm using hope all I can today because there is hope now, because NF is releasing music, and I wonder if it's the map to hope that he talked about in the search. I can't wait for this. If you want more reaction therapy, go to Patreon or YouTube. We have content, live streams. We have everything. But if you want a podcast channel where one day I dream and hope for the day we get to talk to NF in person, Reaction Therapy Podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe today. See the artist interviews, the mental health topic breakdowns, and so much more. I can't even speak because I can't wait for this. Without further ado, it is time for NF and Hope.
Hope. Yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me.
Oh!
I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
Okay, this is genius. Out in the middle of the ocean on some kind of floating device in all white. I just don't, mental health matters, but it should be just all white. There he is. And he's like speaking to hope, right? That I know you've been waiting for me. I know you've been sitting there like probably shaking your head at me. Don't lose faith in me. Please hang in there. Like I'm coming. Like, oh, and the fact that he says, I know you've been praying for my soul. Like hope is, when he said, I'm looking for the map to hope. Have you seen it? It's like he just never found it. And I'm praying in this song that he's found the map to hope and that voice, that longing voice that he has. So many people can relate to this, meaning I've been stuck. I've been running around in circles. I've been caught in a hamster wheel of life, stuck in addiction, stuck in bad relationships, stuck in depression, stuck in anxiety, and not being able to find my way out of it. Never give up hope. And I think that's what he's saying. I know you've been waiting for me, and I'm here. And he finally, let's see it. Oh my goodness.
You've been praying for my soul. Oh, oh. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know.
I love it. He's on this self-made raft floating, all white, and here comes hope. This is like a conversation with God. When you have a conversation with God back and forth, and it's like he said his piece, and now hope comes in. Like 30 years you've been dragging your feet. 30 years. That doesn't mean you just lost me. That means you've been dragging your feet to come find me. Oh my goodness. Oh, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. Like Hope's like, you're telling me I'm the reason you're stagnant. 30 years, man. Oh, wow. You've been promising progress. Where's it at? Where's the progress? He's doing that same back and forth thing with two sides going back and forth and bantering. And I can imagine that if I'm NF, I'm going to sit there and just be quiet at this point and listen to Hope. Like, Hope's that mentor that like loves you and cares about you, puts their arm around you, but then tells you, what are you thinking? Get it together. You got this. You can do this. You're dragging your feet. I know you can do this. Listen to Hope come in, y'all. Listen.
I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure.
Yep.
I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different.
This is killing me. Oh, I never want this to end. Like, this is a movie playing out right before our eyes. This conversation back and forth. He's like, look, I don't want you to feel terrible. I know it hurts, but I gave you your shot. Nate, you don't have it. Like, you're not, it's my turn. I'm taking over now. Oh my goodness. It's time to give the people something different. Is this what this is? All of a sudden, the switch up? Look at the scenery, by the way, wherever this is. Incredible how he does the imagery of his videos. So primitive. Listen to this.
Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I like to introduce my...
I can't. I'm going back. I'm going to let it run. I promise you now, because I want to see what's coming next. But without further ado, Nate, you've made it to shore. Oh my gosh.
But it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen.
Whoa! Gosh. Everybody's here. Do you hear all those voices from him? Shaking. What's the definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. I hope you can hear. Hope you can hear that. Listen to what your heart says. Stand up for what you know is. Like, stand up for that. Don't let other people tell you what to believe and how to feel. Right? While everybody else is tucking their tail between their legs. Please go back.
Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their tail between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can.
Yeah.
Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing.
So good. He's got this primitive map written out. And here's the guy in black giving all of the signs and directions of where he's going. And he's like, this way? Did you hear all that? Being brave enough to dream big. Man, I wish we could all pay attention to that. Grinding when you're told just to quit. Give more when you got nothing left. It's that idea of being in the gym and being with the trainer and giving it everything you have. It's not feeling my office with people. Push hard. This is not fun. This is not easy. Therapy is not easy when it's done right. You have to get through some of the demons, man. Some of the vices, some of the things that you've been stuck on for years. But you can do it, and you're worth it. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. When you can see the bright side when there ain't one, that's who you got to be. Someone who ain't never had nothing, ain't afraid to walk away from more profit, like he's talked about before. He's going through all of this.
Times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I didn't.
Totally laughing at him, making fun of him. He's just taking him in circles, trying to tell him where to go. He's trying to read the map here, trying to figure it out. And this guy, I'll help you out. I'll point you in the right direction. Nope. Making him go in circles and laughing at him. Just take the failures in your life and turn them into motivation. This is why I say therapy is so valuable, y'all. When you have somebody who can say, look, and I've told people this all the time, you know, if I write who I think you are down on paper and you write who you think you are down on paper, I think my definition, my description of you is a way more incredible person than you're writing. Because who I see is your potential and who you can be. Take the failures, turn them into motivation. You see the failures, you see the tough times in life as a beatdown and defining who you are. You can take them and turn them around.
When no one else does, it's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from.
This is so different, y'all. This is so different. And it's got so many different angles coming at the music, at the rapping, at the storytelling. And he's basically saying, I've spent a long time in the darkness. I've spent a long time doubting myself. I've spent a long time believing it's not going to be any better. It's time to change that. I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to put out different material, and I'm going to show you what it's like to come back, to overcome, to conquer, to climb to the top. Oh, because I've done stuff I'm not proud of. I've done stuff I shouldn't have. I've done stuff that didn't lead me in the right direction. And remember, the best way to learn is through other people's mistakes. Learn from NF here that you can make life different. Just because yesterday was terrible doesn't mean today has to be. Just because last year really stunk doesn't mean this year has to. You can overcome that.
At a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
Ah! Is he back in the mansion? What?
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the
see the balloons in there? Okay. Completely floored by, I've got goosebumps right now. The fact that he was out on this beach walking around and the altar side there, fear, right, pushes him down into the mud and the water, and he falls into the mansion, and there's the song. Mansion's empty, though. It's very eerie in there.
Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get
it. There's the map. It's keeping it. Oh, the memories, trauma. Reliving it.
Pain's a necessary evil, difficult to go through, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start.
He's bringing everything from the past back. And having a mental breakdown being a negative thing, he talks about. But to him, it's like, no. I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from, but it was what I needed to get to where it's like hitting rock bottom, right? When you come to addiction, mental breakdown many times can be the catalyst to change, can be the catalyst to hope, can be the catalyst to being a new person in a new life. And it's what he needed to have the revelation of who he could become. And now all of a sudden he walks in this room. There's a dude with the smiley face on, with all the balloons just waiting for him inside this room. Love this.
Pain's a necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror, at least for me, that's what.
It's the guy that was from the car out on the water on the pier. That was him in the end, being trapped in there. That's Nathan, the old man. And then in the jail cell, which he had at the concert that time, and it looked like him at first, and then it was the old guy, just like in the video. He's replaying all of these. If I'd never even said it, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person I am today? I don't believe so. Oh, I'm a prime example of what happens to when you choose not to accept defeat. Okay, this is genius. The best NF song ever and the best video ever, too.
I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. I wake up every every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Love, standing by the window, questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was...
Gosh, the real story of him, like when he talks about Nate and talking to his younger self, you know, and if I have to feel bad for you, then I know I feel bad for me or whatever. And he's talking to his younger self about the life he's going to go through. And now he has a son, and it gives you a reason to live. It gives him a reason to live and to be the best person he can be, the best dad he can be, the best husband he can be. But you know, there's those doubts that sit inside of like, is he going to have to live the same life that I lived? Is he going to have the same demons that I had? Having kids will make you take a step back. There is no doubt about that, y'all. Gosh, to see my boys growing up. Wake up every day and pick my son up and let him know, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Please, please hear that if you're a parent. Always let your children know you love them. You may not always agree with what they do or say or the choices they make, but always know that their behavior is different than who they are as a person. Who they are as a person is loved, cherished, cared for, always. And their choices they make may have to be dealt with in time. But man, who they are as a person, and I think he's really making sure that message is strong. Standing by the window, questioning if dad is ever going to show up. Just like he did. Pondering, wondering. All the demons. This is trauma, y'all. This is where trauma comes back because he's holding his son and he feels this relationship where he's on the other side and all of his feelings as a young boy, wondering if his dad will ever show up, and he's not going to be that dad. He's going to be that dad that's always there. His son is never going to have to worry about what it's like to not have a dad show up because Nate knows what it's like to not have a dad show. He's not going to let that happen. He's not going to let that generational trauma repeat. I just love this. And then he gets covered up by a sack and ends up back out on the beach.
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Love, standing by the window, questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have.
Oh no, he's going back and forth against each other. Oh, you'll never evolve. I know I can change. We're not enough. We're not the same. He's like he's declaring this right now. We are not the same. I am not you anymore. You are gone. You are done. But there's still a fight, a battle to be fought here. And look, both.
30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking the reins.
That's it. He's defined now. I'm taking the reins. I'm taking the reins. You are done. You're finished. I know who I am now. My white is on. Every time I react to NF now, it's white. I cannot believe he is done with the black. It's over. The balloons are done. The burdens, as much as we have burdens in life, he's not going to carry those balloons around anymore. He's going to show his son what life can be like and who he can be in his life through example. I am blown away. I'm going back to watch this 20 times tonight. I cannot believe how good this was. And I cannot believe what a story I just heard and reliving all of the past of NF. Incredible. You can do the same thing. Use this song as an inspiration, as a motivation, as hope to what you want your future to be. I promise you. And if not, get help. Like he said, breaking down and hitting rock bottom. Having a mental breakdown is not a negative. It's a positive. It can make you a new person, a new life with help. But remember, it's Hidden Real Therapy, just Tom breaking down lyrics to music. If you want professional help, check the link in the description. Go to our Discord server. Leave us your comments, feedback, insight. Go subscribe to our new podcast channel, please. Reaction Therapy Podcast. And look, I want to hear what you think about this. I want to know what you think's coming next. If you want more content, go to Patreon or YouTube. And please remember, mental health matters. We're spreading it to the world, and you're doing it with me. We'll see you on the next Reaction Therapy.